There is a speech by Steve Jobs that has inspired millions of people, including me. I don't know if you have ever heard it before. He said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." It means you cannot understand everything when you are looking into the future. You can only understand it later when you look back at your life. And I think this is one of the most beautiful ways to understand the phrase, trust the process. Because in many moments of life, we really do not know where we are going. Maybe today, you cannot see the result yet, but that does not mean you are not growing. Maybe many years later, when you look back, you will realize that the days you thought were meaningless actually taught you many things. The times you failed helped you understand yourself better. The times you were rejected helped you become stronger. The times when you felt you were moving slowly were actually the times when you were quietly growing. So, this is also a special message I want to send to anyone who feels lost, worried, or unsure about what the future will look like. You do not need to have all the answers right now. You do not need to know exactly where life is taking you. Sometimes, you only need to keep going, keep trying, keep learning a little, and keep improving a little every day. Even if you cannot see the full picture yet, it does not mean your life is not moving forward. You are still drawing your story little by little. Because maybe today, you can only see one small dot. But one day, when you look back, you will realize that everything was quietly connecting together. First, I want to share with you an interesting story about Steve Jobs. In his life, some things looked like failures or meaningless choices at first. For example, he once dropped out of college, but later, because he was curious, he decided to take a calligraphy class. At that time, he probably did not know how this class could help his future. It did not look like a practical subject. It did not promise him a good job. It also did not seem to have anything to do with technology. But many years later, when he and his team created the Macintosh computer, what he learned about letters, the space between letters, and beauty and design influenced the way he built the computer interface. Because of that, the Mac became one of the first computers with beautiful and elegant fonts. Something that seemed very small in the past finally became an important part of a product that changed the world. When I think about my own life, I realize it is the same. There were times when I did not understand why I liked something or why I had to walk on a certain path. For example, when I was a child, I really liked writing poems. I liked writing a few lines about my feelings and small thoughts in my notebook. At that time, I did not think it would help my future. It was simply a way for me to say the things that were hard to say. It was a way to keep my feelings and understand myself a little better. Later, when I grew up, I no longer wrote poems in the same way. But strangely, I am still writing. Now, I write podcast scripts. I write stories about healing, growing up, and how a person can go through difficult days and find the light inside themselves again. When I look back, I realize that maybe my old writing habit was not meaningless at all. Those small poems quietly taught me how to observe my feelings. They taught me how to choose words. They taught me how to turn an unclear feeling into clearer sentences. And maybe those very small things became the foundation for the content I write today. There were also times when I felt lonely, thought too much, and did not know who to talk to. But later, those experiences helped me write podcast episodes that feel closer and more honest. Because I do not only write from theory, I write from the things I have felt, the things I have gone through, and the things I have tried to understand. And that is when I understood Steve Jobs' quote more deeply. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. In nature, it is the same. Everything happens for a reason. If you have ever heard about the water cycle, you will see that a drop of water never really disappears. It may fall to the ground as rain. It may flow into a small stream. It may go deep into the earth. It may rise into the sky as vapor, become a cloud, and one day fall again as another rain. If we only look at one small moment, we may think that everything is ending. When a drop of water becomes vapor, we may think it has disappeared. When the rain falls, we may think it is only a dark and cloudy day. But if we look at the bigger picture, we will see that everything is part of a larger cycle. Sometimes, what you are going through today cannot give you an answer right away. It is like a drop of water. It does not know if it will become a cloud, rain, or a river. But that does not mean its journey is meaningless. It is still moving. It is still changing its form. It is still going through each necessary stage. Our life is the same. The effort and energy you give may sometimes feel like they are disappearing into nothing. But in fact, they are being gathered somewhere else, waiting for the right time to connect and become a rain of results. There are some seasons in life that I often compare to the rainy season. They feel heavy, wet, dark, and they make us feel like we are being pulled down. But maybe those days are quietly feeding something inside us. Maybe the days when we think we are only suffering are actually the days when we are learning patience. Because no rainy season lasts forever. One day, the sky will become brighter. The ground will become dry again. And we will realize that we went through those difficult days with a heart that is stronger than before. Maybe people are the same. Sometimes, you are not really lost. You are just in a season of change. You cannot see the result yet, because everything is still happening inside you. You cannot see yourself blooming yet, because maybe you are still growing your roots. You cannot see the path clearly yet, because maybe life is still teaching you the lessons you need before it takes you to the next chapter. So if you are now in the rainy season of your life, please be a little gentler with yourself. You do not need to bloom in the middle of the storm. You only need to keep a little hope, a little faith, and a little courage to get through each day. Because sometimes, growth does not come in the brightest days. It comes in the days when we still choose not to give up, even when our heart feels very tired. And one day, when you look back, you will understand. That rain did not come to drown you. It came to water the things inside you that needed to grow. You know, there are many things in life that we do not understand while they are happening. We only feel tired, sad, disappointed, or feel that everything is coming too slowly. We do not understand why someone leaves. We do not understand why we are rejected. We do not understand why an opportunity we really hoped for disappears. We do not understand why we have tried so hard, but the result has not come yet. But after some time, when we look back with a calmer heart, we may realize something. Maybe the person who left taught us to love ourselves more. Maybe that rejection helped us prepare better for the next opportunity. Maybe the door that closed was not there to hurt us, but to lead us to a better path. And maybe that slow season was the time when we learned to understand ourselves more clearly. Some things look like failure at first, but later they become lessons. Some periods make us think we are standing still, but actually, something inside us is changing. We are learning to be more patient. We are learning to be stronger. We are learning how to stand up again after difficult days. So, not every hard thing is meaningless. Sometimes, life is not taking something away from you. It is only teaching you what you need to learn before taking you to a better place. Do not lose heart too quickly when you feel that you have not done anything big yet. And do not be too afraid of the seasons when you feel like you are standing still and cannot move forward. Because sometimes, standing still on the outside does not mean you are not changing on the inside. It is like a caterpillar inside a cocoon. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. But actually, inside that cocoon, it is quietly changing, growing, and getting ready to have wings one day. People are the same. There are seasons when you cannot see the result yet, when you are not recognized yet, and when you do not have any clear achievement yet. But in silence, you are still learning to be stronger, more patient, and more understanding of yourself. You are collecting small lessons, little by little, to prepare for a better version of yourself. I know, when you are in a difficult season, it is very hard to calmly accept it. You may feel panic, you may blame yourself. You may not want to hear any explanation. But as long as you are still alive, still breathing, and still have a chance to start again, this is not the end. This is only a very hard road that you have to walk through. Maybe today you cannot see the meaning of what is happening, but one day, when you look back, you may understand that this season helped you become stronger, clearer, and kinder to yourself. So, trust the process does not mean sitting still and blindly believing that everything will become better by itself. It means continuing to do the right things, little by little, even when the result has not appeared yet. No effort truly disappears. Every time you learn a little more, become a little more patient, and stand up again after falling down, all of these things are quietly growing inside you. It is like a seed under the ground. At first, we cannot see it growing, but actually, it is growing its roots and preparing for the day it rises. Your job is not to force life to give you an answer right away. Your job is to keep going, keep learning, keep collecting small lessons, and keep being patient, even when everything still feels separate and hard to understand. Because maybe the things you are going through today are not meaningless at all. They are only pieces of the picture that have not connected yet. And one day, when you look back, you will understand why you had to go through those days, why you had to learn those lessons, and why some things that once felt very painful helped create a stronger version of you. So please believe me, eventually it all connects. One day, those pieces will become a complete picture, and that picture will be worth everything you have patiently gone through.